Hello everybody, welcome to Bobonomics. I'm Bobo, and today I wanted to show off an undefeated virtual deck profile that I played the last week. I went to 2 back-to-duel tournaments, which is basically where you have a regular locals, but Konami also has these extra prizes where first place gets a mat. This month's February was the Evil Twin mat, and you also get field centers for top 8. And I went to my 2 main locals back to duel events, and I got first place in both of them with the same deck. And that deck is this, Virtual World. I went 5-0 in the first tournament, and the second tournament was only 4 rounds. I had 3 wins and 1 tie. And that tie definitely could have been a win if I played perfectly / surrendered at the right time. I basically took too long and, didn't get to win my game 3. But anyway, let's go straight to the deck profile. I'll try and keep it short generally because, it's not super different. But, this is Pure Virtual World, which is kind of objectively worse than Brave Virtual World. But, I don't have the Brave package. And so I wanted to see if this would work, and I think I've been making it work. So, 3 Lulu, standard. 3 Gigi, standard. 3 Lily, 3 Lala, basically max out on the names. I've literally considered cutting like a Lao though, because man, I brick on this guy so much. Like double Lao is usually worse than just like having no names like other starters. For hand traps / somewhat going second cards, I got 2 going first cards. I guess going second as well. Ghost Ogre. So Ghost Ogre, the way it's somewhat of a going first card is if I have like a city and a Qinglong, I can normal the Ghost Ogre, Qinglong attempts to negate my Ghost Ogre, and then Ogre chain to my Qinglong to get Qinglong engraved. Very rarely comes up, but it's happened multiple times, and I've won multiple games because of it. So, I definitely think it's worth playing too, just because it's good against Brave in general, and, other things like a Chuche in the mirror, for example. And it's summonable off E-Telly, which adds a layer of interruption if you need to set it for Tzolk'in or something later. Then I got the 3 Gammas, good going first, good going second. This deck normally can't play that many going second cards, so I decided to, play the Gammas, hope to, have them as a 6th card if I draw into it, or just open it, and it's a high impact card. Then I got the 3 E-Telly, so that's all monsters. 3 E-Telly, obviously very good, can get you a Nian, Lulu, or Ghost Ogre if you need it. Overall, pretty great. Okay, I was tripping. That's not all monsters. I just remembered. I was like, something's missing. So, that's the start of spells. But also monsters, I'm playing the Speedword package. So this is just a consistency booster. Other people play like maybe 3 Foolish Bro Goods or something. I wanted to try this. It plays harder into Droll, but and maybe when you see my extra deck, you'll see why I play that. But overall, pretty good. 2 Nianan, and I've played 2/2 this format because it has come up. Unfortunately, the only times she does come up is when I side her out, so I don't know, I think it's definitely cuttable, but it is somewhat of a consistency card just because it's a name that you can normal summon and you're not playing many normal summons at all. So you got the 3 Qinglong, decent going second. Honestly, I've considered playing 2, but you just kind of need it. The 3 City, one of the best cards. Called By and Pot of Desires is one of. Called By is basically a going second card because it hits DPE, hits Scythe, and that's kind of the type of stuff I'm most scared of. 2 Foolish Bro Goods for consistency. Again, this is more of a consistency build. It's not like load it with hand traps, and it's not load it with Brave Token or Punk or things like that. Then trap cards. So we got the 2 Chuches, 2 Imperms for hand traps, the Zhuanwu. Pretty standard lineup, except the 2 Imperm, I don't want to C3 because it conflicts with Gamma and it conflicts with itself sometimes when I can't, chain it to itself. You can, it's once per turn, or it's not once per turn, but you can only use 1 at a time. So I just like main decking it for the scythes and things like that. It's generic, and you can set it for Tzolk'in. So that's the main deck. And so far it served me well. I haven't had crazy tough matchups though, so I definitely want to experiment. And I will be changing things, but I won't tell you guys what I'm changing unless I have success with it, and then I'll share what I changed with that. Let's go to extra deck. So because I'm playing the Speedword package, I'm playing 2 rank 3s. Long Gossip Shadow. This might seem crazy. I guess I'll have to justify this more, but this is a Virtual World name. You can Chuche up this for rank 6, and then put Gaia Dragon over it for an extra material. This makes the Speedroids a virtual world name, specifically a monster name that you can target, which comes up if you like only have Lala and want to send Gigi. And overall can just be an extra interruption, you know, if you just have the Speedroids for extra stuff. Zeus, Gaia Dragon to make Zeus. Utopia Beyond, in my opinion, mandatory in Virtual World. Helps you OTK, M7, those are the XZs. Then, you know, for Synchros, you got Croc, Final Sigma. I really like Final Sigma with Utopia Beyond because it helps OTK. Croc, so far, has never come up in real life, but he's come up online, and I don't know, he's pretty good, but he's definitely like the biggest flex spot here. I've considered playing my second Crystal Wing over him, which I normally do, but this format I chose to have Croc. Juju, still good, comes up. Shen Shen, really good. I'm always trying to end on Shen Shen. This is kind of a Shen Shen control consistency deck. So, Coral Dragon, then I got my Ultimate Tzolk'in, Vermilion, with the Crystal Wing, and the Stars Charge Warrior. Relatively standard for a pure Virtual World deck, but again, not many people are playing pure Virtual World, so yeah, I think it all ties in really well. I don't want to elaborate too much, but if you have questions, I'll defend myself in the comments. So, side deck. Now, I do want to say this is not that important. Like, I mean, obviously the side deck is super important, but for my wins, my side deck did not like hard carry or anything. Like, just my main deck, by navigating through most matchups perfectly, or, you know, as best as I could, I think this deck can beat most decks on its own when it doesn't break, obviously. And it does break. That's part of the problem I'm trying to solve. I got back row hate here, just the Harpy's Feather Duster 2 Cosmics, because it also hits Scythe, and then reboot Harpy's Feather Duster. There's no IO anymore, and these are just power 1-ofs that, you know, you just really need to see 1 or 2, because trap matchups aren't that crazy against you, so I just want to, you know, be able to draw into them eventually. I don't need to load my deck with going second cards. And Chuche is obviously, like, still spot removal and things like that. So these are my going first cards that I sided in. Talents obviously works going second as well, and I have sided it in specifically for going second. Blizzard is a special card. This has never come up, very easily cuttable. However, I only play one, so it makes sense that I've never drawn it. And yeah, I did not draw it between those two tournaments, but I could imagine it being good. In theory, it's good, you know, especially when I have Shen Shen up, the card that I negate, just, you know, will get banished, so that's nice. But Dark Ruler and Raigeki haven't been that crazy this format, so I really don't think this is necessary. I don't know, but I like playing one. It's kind of spicy, but I would probably cut it eventually. But like I said, the side deck really didn't like carry or anything. I mean, Talents has been good, but it's also dead half the time going first when you do see it. You don't want to brick on Talents, that's why I sided in, and, you know, 3 is just unplayable for me. Like, I'll draw a Talents when I need a starter way too many times. Token Collector literally never came up. Like, I never played Sword Soul, or like a Brave Auroradon deck, so I'm probably cutting Token Collector. I could probably play one just to, like, have a free discard. You never need to, but, you know, I thought this was good to, like, have with another hand trap, for example, like Gamma Token Collector. You know, you just Token Collector and then, or after they set up negate and then Gamma. But this is good, especially for playing like Beatrice. I know some people do. You can send it off, so that's fine. Lancia, just 3 of them. Really generic. Also protects me from things like Called By, DD Crow, you know, Cosmics, Evenlies, so it's not bad. But, you know, I like playing 2s in general. Like, I might cut the 3rd Lancia and 3rd Droll here for, like, another 2, like a Bell. But, you know, I'll decide on that later, I guess. And then 3 Drolls, I just don't want to lose to things like Dragon Link and, I don't know, whatever searches a lot. Brave PK, Chaos decks, crazy stuff like that. So it's kind of good, like, countermeasure. Pendulums. You really need, like, these hard floodgate hand traps to stop the, like, abusive, endless play decks. So yeah, that's the quick run-up there. Like I said, basically, let's see. Basically 8-0, and then I had a tie, but 9 matches undefeated. And competitive, you know, people want this playmat, so it was like a more serious locals. I played against good people. And yeah, my only tie was against Evil Twins, by the way. I forgot if I mentioned that. But game 3, I just couldn't play because they set up the burn card, the Sunny Snitch, and I would have lost in life if I did anything, so I just had to, end my main phase, and then it was a tie from there because it was the beginning of the game. But I think I probably would have won that. But yeah, and then I beat multiple, kind of based decks, a Phantom Knights deck, Striker, some, meta contenders overall, one Cyber Dragon, two, a mix of Rogue and meta, I'd say. But yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to be changing things in the extra deck, side deck, probably a thing or two in main deck, and then if I do well with that, I might upload that. But until then, see y'all. Thanks for watching / listening. And yeah, hopefully y'all can win mats like these if you play this deck or play a better version. Maybe there's improvements for this. But yeah. Okay. Peace. Bobo signing off.